Okay, we're back at it and we're looking at pineapple today. And what do you do with a pineapple? Well, you check to see if it's fresh and you pull a leaf out. If it comes out easily, then you know your pineapples are ready to cut. Now what we're going to do now is we're just going to twist the top, and out comes the top. And then you could plant that if you'd like to and have a little house plant. Get a big blade because this is a big piece of fruit and you don't want a knife that's too small. But then we're just going to cut it in half. We cut our pineapple in half. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Oh, it looks great. And then we're going to cut it in quarters. And once we've got it cut in corners, we're going to cut a little bottom off. We'll make sure we're keeping our throwaways for the compost pile. And then we're just going to cut the core out. But we have a nice stable base when we're cutting. And that core is a little bit fibrous. You might like to put it in a fancy drink just for decoration, but it's not as easy to eat as the rest of the pineapple. And then this last one, we'll just cut the bottom off there and cut the core out. And we're all ready now to start the peeling. To make this a little more manageable, I'm going to cut the quarters in eighths. And then I'm going to use a different knife and we'll just peel that outside skin off. And then we've got little chunks, and I'm not going to cut the chunks up just yet. I'm going to keep the spears and put them in a container. And of course I'm recycling one of my sliced ham containers, which make really nice storage. You don't have to go out and buy additional storage bins. So these nice spears will just keep nicely. I'll get those done and then I'll show you what we can do next. Now I have 2 containers of really lovely pineapple spears. I have tasted this pineapple and let me tell you, it is so sweet. And you know, calories are low in a cup of pineapple. I think it's 82 calories. I've decided to dehydrate some of these. So what I'll be doing is taking the spears and cutting them in maybe a 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch, 1/2 inch slices. And then I'm going to put them in my dehydrator tray, which is lined with a really nice removable, reusable liner that you can get with your dehydrators. And then we'll just place the pineapple chunks on the tray, and I'll set up several trays. We'll dehydrate them for 1 to 3 days, and then we'll check back and see how they're doing. But I can tell you, there's not a sweeter treat other than a banana slice done like this. Lots of fun things to do with your dehydrator. Check back later. I've placed the pineapple slices on the dehydrator tray, making sure that the pieces don't touch each other. You want to make sure that they are separated from each other, and that'll give a good airflow around them. And we want to also make sure that the slices are somewhat uniform in thickness. That way they'll all dry out similarly. And then we'll just take this tray over here to my dehydrator, which is sitting here all stacked up. And we've got 1, 2, and 3 trays of pineapple to dehydrate. And then we'll put the lid on it. Whoop, there's the lid. And we'll plug her in, and we'll leave the vents open. So we'll want to set the vents open. You can open and close them. And this particular dehydrator is a Ronco food dehydrator, and it was a gift from a friend of mine who was tired of using it. And I think maybe she got herself a even jazzier dehydrator. But there you go. We'll turn that on and get it going in a day or two. I'll check on it. We'll take our leftover plant parts, and whether we decide to plant this or if we're going to compost it, we'll head to the compost. And then, of course, to wash up our dishes, we'll use our hand wash, this gentle hand wash for our dishes. And every time we wash our hands, we're using our Get Clean hand wash for our hands. Well, that about concludes the story about the pineapple. Of course, I'll come back and show you the dehydrated variety soon. It's been 2.5 days. Let's see how they're looking. So we take the lid off and we see we've got some wonderful little crispy, a little bit leathery pineapple bites, which is just the way I like them. So we'll take them off the racks and we'll put them into, let them cool, and then we'll put them in a jar and they'll be ready for when we want to enjoy them. Dehydrated pineapple in the jar. That's one pineapple dehydrated. Seal it up and it's ready to go on the shelf, and when we want to have a nice little treat, we've got it. Dehydrated pineapple. Love the stuff.